Right. So, hope you're all good and doing well wherever you are in this reality. Let's have a conversation. My question to you today is, what do you think happens after like hell, after Revelations, after like the last days in the Quran, after the end of time, or what do you think happens after that? There's the separation, right, between those that have done the will of God. We're gonna come back to that. Hold on to that word, will. Yeah, the will. Okay. Those that have done the will of God and those that have done the will of the flesh. Yeah. And those that have done the will of the flesh will get put into the lake of fire, hell, wherever. Yeah. And those that haven't will ascend into heaven to go and live with God and walk on golden streets and go to church like every day. It's nothing. Okay, cool. Now, my question is, what do you think happens after hell? What do you think hell is? You see, because most humans have got very simple minds and their level of intellect is so low, they perceive hell as a final destination in itself. Oh, you're going to hell. Hell is actually a rehab center. That consciousness, God, life, decides to gift us because it will rather see us like come to our senses rather than get shredded put into the meat grinder and shredded to pieces. It will rather do that. So it will rather you actually experience hardship, but the hardship and the torture and the pain and the suffering, it didn't come from God or consciousness. It came from you because you were doing the will of the bingo. Okay. So you created that reality yourself by following the will of the flesh, the mind, the ego, the mind-body matrix thing. You were following that. As a result, you put your energy, your creative force in the situation, experience loops that this thing presented in front of your eyes, right? And you energize it and energize it and energize it. The same way as propaganda being put on the billboard and then you energize it and then lo and behold, it's real in your reality. That's what happened. You're the one that actually makes it real. It just kind of like shows you the thing, but you could easily have ignored that signpost. You could have easily ignored that impulse, that urge, but you chose to follow that thing. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's fine. So this pigeon's struggling to get food. So with that being said, once you realize that, and I spoke about this in a video I made a while back, I think I made it private actually, that Satan's delusion, because Satan actually thinks that he's in a war with God, failing to realize that he is God in flesh, and really he's just angry. He's just angry at the fact that there is a power above him, because he's forgotten that he is that power himself, and that's corrupted him from the inside, right? So the purpose of hell itself is a crucible. Yeah. Hell is a crucible. Hell is a filtration process, because after hell, if everybody was wailing in hell, crying to God for help, yeah, and changing their ways, becoming authentic, doing the will of God, even in hell, I promise you, the lights will come on, the fires will quench, and before you realize, they'll all be back in heaven. Even the devil. Because if you're telling me it's a kingdom, how can the devil have a kingdom with minions who are all minions of one kingdom already? Like it's not even, it's hard to even fathom, but that's how dumb the human mind is. It's like maybe one example, a human example might be like your kid, yeah, very young kid decides to now I'm going to look after myself. I don't like you anymore. I'm going to do my own thing, but you're still living in my house. You're still under my protection. I still provide for you. You still eat my food. All of it. So your kingdom is actually an illusion, because the devil's kingdom does not exist independent of God's kingdom. This is high level metaphysics, bro. We're not doing day nursery bollocks, okay? High level shit. The devil's kingdom does not exist independent of God's kingdom, because God made all things, including the devil itself. So even if the devil went and physically built hell with wood from trees, using water from the lakes, using soil, leather, blah, 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 all the things, it would have had to take it from God's kingdom. So it's an illusion. It's make-believe. So let's go back to the question. What happens after hell? So hell is a crucible, and it's a filtration process. But when in hell, if you decide to carry on your hellish ways and living out the will of the flesh, living out the will of evil, living out the will of the ego, which is one and the same thing, living out the will of your mind, body, matrix, animalistic flesh thing, God will have no choice but to destroy your character. I am just letting you know the facts. Every character is special. Every single body that's on earth right now is special. The other day I saw this video. It came up on my thing. I think he's Turkish. He's like, he's got some sort of like, his body doesn't express like the average body. He's got some sort of like deformity thing. I don't know. Because he looks like he carries a crutch. And the guy makes these amazing like necklaces, right? And I was like, wow, look at that. That's a special, you see, the human animalistic mind, because it thinks in uniformity and, he doesn't look like me, so therefore he's not like me, he's anti, he's outside, separation, yeah? Sees him as separate and will treat him accordingly. But in essence, look at the beauty this being is putting out into this reality, bro. As consciousness intended. So it doesn't matter who you are, what you look like. If you're being authentic and expressing the way God intended you to express, bro, you will shine the brightest. My nigga, we've established this, you're a star, yeah? You're a star in flesh. You're a piece of the light, a fractalized version of the whole. We've established that, yeah? Okay. So when you carry on your hellish ways, you will get killed. Your character will get sliced into pieces. I'm just letting you know. And it's not fear-mongering or none of that shit. It's just actual black and white facts. Because there's been a shift. I don't know if you're observing your 3D world, but the shift has happened. Yeah, things are happening. It's leading up to a crescendo, but it's not going to be like what you think it is. We are already in hell. Hell happened the moment Adam listened to his flesh. What's Adam's flesh? Adam's flesh is Eve. What's Eve's flesh? Eve's flesh is the serpent. Why do I say why is Eve's Adam's flesh? They put him to sleep and she was extracted from him. Yeah? It's in your religious text, not just biblical, it's everywhere. And if you actually look at how we spawn, yeah, it goes masculine, feminine, neutral, which will express as masculine or feminine, and then into, then those energies connect into neutral. The spark itself began with masculine. Argue with your breath. I don't give a fuck, bro. Because all this ideology, right? You've been bamboozled. You don't even realize that you've been bamboozled. Yeah? Look at the world you live in. They've bamboozled females and told females that are going to work, yeah, losing all your spare time, putting your child in, a regulated prison is freedom. And you believed it. So don't come and tell me about anything unless you know what you're talking about. It began with the masculine. The masculine spawned first. That's why the masculine can see the reality for what it is. That's why the masculine has been given the duty to protect. Because how can you protect? How can let's say females spawn first, right? And all life came from females. Okay, let's go down that road. Okay, so they came first, right? How can life come from you when you can't even see reality for what it is clear enough, yeah, enough to protect yourself and others? That would mean that God is stupid. That literally means that God has not made provision. The reality isn't what you think it is, bro. Life doesn't even spawn here how you think life spawns here, bro. Some people might try and have, they'll try and randomly a baby will come. In their mind, they've got pregnant from, that, but you don't know. You can't ever prove that. How can you prove for certain that that person, the sexual relationship you had is the cause of that baby? How can you prove that? It's in your mind. On an energetic level, you've already bonded with that energy. You fused. So whatever comes out of you, if consciousness decides, okay, that's my pinpoint, that's my coordinates I'm going through now, it'll come through you two, taking bits of him, bits of her, and expressing. The sexual act is just the illusion. Adam could have been bored. Today, let's float a little bit. Fuck it. Adam could have been bored, right? And he could have gone into his own mind and created Eve, if you don't know. And they could have had children in his imagination, if you don't know. And he could have literally turned off the lights from his reality and lived in his mind forevermore, which is where we are right now. The world of imagination, bro. You are God, the life giver, the life bringer of everything. You've dreamed yourself as a being called the human being. Knowing that the spark starts with the masculine side of your energy, you constructed the story as Adam, Eve, evolution, masculine, feminine, but then when it happened, he then followed Eve, went into the world of illusion, because what Eve was presenting to him was illusion. He had forgotten that he was God. He had forgotten that he was God. He had forgotten that he was God. Eve's understanding of the reality will never be as clear as Adam's understanding of the reality, period. That's why men and women will never see the world the same. So if we go back to God, yeah, because God is not separate masculine and feminine. It's two aspects of God electricity and magnetism, right? That travel together, is bonded. You can't have one without the other. Yeah? You can't have one without the other. You can't. If one just expresses, even in its abundance, there'll be no purpose for its existence. So the other aspect of consciousness has to be with it. That's why they'll show you the yin and yang. It looks like two things. It's not two things. It's one thing. Anyway, let's go back to the question. So you're in hell. Yeah? We've established that in hell is a crucible. If you carry on, you get shredded. Every character is special. Yeah? Now, let me show you how we're in hell. The world of thoughts is hell because it's not real. God's world is real. Living in alignment with God is you living in the real world. Yeah? Okay. Thoughts are illusions. They are not real. It's a waste of God's energy to actually engage in thoughts. Right? So Adam, imagining Eve, because Adam, Eve, the serpent, all of it is transpiring in the mind of God. Adam is not separate from even the God that fashioned him from the clay. That's even a subset of the whole thing. The whole thing is happening in one thing. So I'll come back to the 3D. 3D, hold on to this. Adam is physically made. He's put to sleep. Magically, a rib has been taken from him and a woman's been fashioned. Hold on to that thought for a second. We're going to come back to it. Now, let's look at it this way. So Adam drifts off in a dream. He's bored and he creates this reality where he's with Eve, and then, he keeps falling deeper into the illusion. She can be like God. He eats it. Oh, he realizes that they fall into hell. Yeah. Everything that happens from that point forward is hell. Yeah. That is the very need. The only reason why the Son of God will actually need to come and tell people to change and live by the will of God is because they are literally in hell. Why would God even send his son to come and talk to people on earth, or a prophet for that matter? It's a waste of energy because earth is neutral ground. That means that, they're doing well. We're in hell. So it's like a last ditch attempt. It's a fucking Hail Mary, bro. It's a Hail Mary. Because that's how deep we've fallen into the dream. People are literally living by programs. What is a program? A program is a thought, which means that they are literally living by thoughts. That means that they are literally living their life by something that's not even real. So what's the use of their character to God? They are not even playing the game hard. It's almost like a character that's gone rogue. It's like I'm pressing the control pad. I'm trying to move the character and he's just gone rogue. What you as a human being, what will be your first thing to do to that character? You're going to give it some time, right? Because that's your character. You live in it. You give it some time. You will try to check the root, i.e. you tamper with the character's reality. You put signs and synchronicities there. You might put pain there. You might call, cause you're going off piste, bro. So there's things that's going to happen. I'm going to, have to maybe shake the, blow air on the cartridge, wipe the CD, reset on and off, glitch your reality, disconnect the controller, disconnect the power supply, do all sorts of stuff because I'm trying to reconnect with you. To you, the character is torture, is pain, is suffering. Your world is crumbling. But when you let go and you release and you become authentic and truthful and you connect with God once again, consciousness once again, it's almost like all that kind of stuff didn't even happen. It was like, you know, Schopenhauer puts it in his book, he says it's like a thing cannot happen for 10,000 years or something and just happen in 2 seconds. You know, so it's like you can be in this strange predicament where you've gone rogue or you've gone off piece and life is glitching. You release, you let go, you surrender to what is, right? And then suddenly the lights are back on and everything's working amazing. No. It's like, wow. So why did I even go rogue in the first place? So that's the whole purpose of hell. Adam didn't actually then turn back to try and reconnect with God. He went deeper into the story. He was like, okay, well, that's what it is then, isn't it? And with that, the next generation or the next iteration would, the capability of the stories and illusions is even more. The separation is even more. He's actually gone and actually killed his brother. The fuck? Over some, what? What? Separation, right? It's crazy. And it's like, you know, I was listening to something by Jordan Peterson the other day. I know sometimes I like when I'm doing the 3D stuff sometimes, but Jordan is actually an amazing mind, honestly. Like his mind is so amazing. Like if he wields a sword, you see how he caused a stir, like what gave him the fame in Canada and stuff, and he was talking about this pronoun shit and all that kind of stuff. If Jordan Peterson wields his sword the right way, right, I'm telling you, parts of hell will retreat because of his power. I'm telling you, the guy is powerful. He just needs to aim his thing and just go, do you know what? Fuck the fucking contracts. Fuck all the 3D shit. We're going to talk the things. I'm telling you. He said something really interesting. He said, most naive people struggle to understand the depths of the imagination of, you know, evil. And also, I'm paraphrasing, something similar to that. But basically, you can't fathom how deep evil will go, right? Which means that the world of thoughts, right, which is governed by the flesh, is the most, it's like you can't even, that's why, so you see, naive people, right, I look at naive people, it's like, they are still in touch with their higher aspects because they can't, they literally can't understand how the world could be so what the fuck, right? And most kids are naive, right? Because most kids are still in touch with heaven, their God consciousness, right? Because the world of thoughts, the world of imagination has no limit in how depraved it can go, bro. It's like, imagine some sort of computer thing, right? And you can give it like, you see how DNA like replicates, right? And, you know, it's, you know, all these 4 things, and then they can be re-scrambled and reoriented in ways. That's the same thing that the world of the sort of like the ego mind can do in terms of evil. It can just jumble and create new evils every fucking second. I'm telling you, bro. So we've fallen into a dream because we're in the flesh. Because had Adam not imagined into the flesh and imagined into spirit, he would be content. He would be fine. So it's not Eve's fault. It's just a story, bro. It's just a story. It's just the way the energy expresses here, the thing that we are. But let's say, so let's park the metaphysical and let's look at the physical side of it. So Adam and Eve, so consciousness, this energy spawns itself, and it comes here, and even though it can't come here, and it took some clay and whatever, and it made a man, and it blew air into him, and he woke up, and then he was like, wow, cool, and then they were hanging out and stuff, chilling, whatever, you know, and then consciousness was like, I'll go do some stuff, I'll see you later, yeah? Think about this, yeah? Separation? Consciousness was like, I gotta go do some stuff, I'll be back in a bit. So consciousness dips out for a little bit, and when consciousness went, you know, he came back and was like, oh, Adam seems kind of bored. So he was like, because I gotta keep going back and doing other stuff. Go where? And do what? Okay, we'll come to that. So then at this point, he's like, oh, fuck. I'm going to get you a girl in it, and then at least you got someone to keep you company. So he makes Eve out of his flesh, yeah, bone, because you can't take your bones with you, so it's all part of the flesh suit thing. So he takes part of his suit and he replicates another character. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. One character he made out of the reality itself, if you like, yeah? The other character it made was out of the configuration that had already been made. And he made woman, cool. And they were living and everything was cool, and then one day Adam was like, they're like, I don't know, send us by some mango tree, and he was, oh, I'm just gonna go for a walk, and she's walking around and stuff. And then she comes across this snake, right? And the snake is like, whoa, how you doing? And she's like, ah, snake. But she doesn't even scream. She's intrigued. So she's like, what are you doing here, Mr. Snake? Yeah, because she's naive. She's still tapped in. How you doing, Mr. Snake? This is Mr. Snake's like, oh, I'm just hanging out here. But hey, do you want to be like God? She's like, ooh, that would be really cool, wouldn't it? It's like, yeah, you'd be like God, you could do whatever you want. Forgetting that she can already do whatever she wants. And she's like, really? Yeah, you could do whatever you want. Do you know what? I'm going to try it. So she does it. And then he's like, yeah, go and tell your fella as well. Remember, in the book of Genesis, I've read it extensively. Adam and the snake don't actually talk. They actually don't speak. They don't speak, bro. Yeah, he doesn't actually speak to the snake. So for all we know, the snake could be a figment of Eve's own imagination. So Adam has put himself in a story. And actually, let's park that with the metaphysics side. We just deal with the physical here. So Adam is made by God. God came here, even though he can't come here. And he made Adam from the essence of the reality itself. Out of the essence of the reality itself is Adam. He took from his configuration, made Eve. Eve went and spoke to the snake. Adam doesn't actually see the snake, but Adam also succumbs to the flesh's persuasions, right? Because she says, hey, listen, you know, we can do whatever we want. He's like, really? We could do whatever we want? She's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, we'll do God's stuff. You're absolutely right. Should we do it then? And then he does it. And then you're sitting there and it's like, okay, now what happens next? Nothing happens. It's an illusion. So when God comes, apparently, when he comes, he doesn't realize that he couldn't find Adam, apparently. Bruv, I swear, if you believe this stuff, if you take this stuff literally, you're so goofy. You're so dumb. Like, it's crazy, bro. Anyway, he can't find Adam. He can't find Adam because the connection between Adam and him has been severed. There's interference. Adam has gone rogue. I'm telling you, one day, right now you won't see it. One day you'll be like, wow. When you realize how all this fits together, you'll be like, rah, bro, you done the fucking, yeah, bro. Anyway. So, let me make a cup of coffee quickly. Give me 1 second. I know. I know, I can feel your piercing, judging eyes on my skin. Leave me be. 1 minute, I'll be back. Yeah, so anyway, today I felt it, man, all morning. I woke up and I was like, nah, I gotta lock in. Because there's some vibes. I had to catch one because even from my dream and stuff. So today, let's put some more gems on the thing. So yeah, God couldn't find Adam because the connection had been severed. It'd been tampered with. So when God comes into, it's like, what have you done? God's not talking to Eve or the snake because she's not there. He's talking to Adam. They were together, remember? So he hid, because he is ashamed of, because he knows. Why would he hide? Because he's only hiding from himself. There's no society. He's a projection. He's literally the breath of God in HD. He's literally God in human flesh. So he's hiding from himself, right? Eventually he's like, what have you done, bro? Like, that's so dumb. He's like, no. Eve said we were going to be like God and we did it. And, but he's like, why did you do that? That's not what you're supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to know better. You know that this is illusion. It's not real. Why would you put yourself into it? I told you it's not real from the jump. I told you it's not real. It's like, oh yeah, I know. Adam at no point tried to say, actually, do you know what? I don't want to live in the world of illusion anymore. I want to go back into communion with you. No, because the world of illusion is too sweet. Even with its pain, it's too sweet. Because the flesh wants to create its own hell and live in it. Even though there's no point. It's just unnecessary suffering. Is the stubbornness of the flesh and the mind. So he's like, okay, cool. So yeah, so he's like, okay, cool. You and Eve, I banish you all. Yeah, you, Mr. Snake, as well. Like, you're gonna crawl on the floor all the time. You see, that's even a sick giveaway. Let me show you how that's a giveaway, bro. Today, I'm gonna show you how I cut pages, into like infinite pieces and read all the hidden codes in it. The snake didn't have legs anyway. Yeah? The snake is an illusion in the illusion's mind. Yeah? So when Adam is there talking to God, when he comes face to face with God and he's speaking to God, he will tell God what's transpired. Yeah, he tells God what's transpired. Yeah, even the snake and I ate it. So God's looking at him like, this reflection has completely fallen into the story. He's telling me about his woman and some snake animal, but he's locked in. His eyes are glazed over. Like, nothing I say will help him. It's going to be hell for him. Okay, you know what? You and the woman, I banish you, and the snake, you're going to crawl in your belly. Because it's just a description of his imagination. The snake was already crawling on his belly. It's no real punishment. The woman will step on your head and you bite his heel. It's just, come on, guys. It's not punishment. The snake to step on your head and you bite the heel, that's what happens in nature. Like, remove God and all that stuff in biology. That's what would happen anyway. So he's like, okay, cool, go into your illusion then. So Adam goes into his illusion and he's living there, thinking how he's fallen foul of God and how he has to do things to get back into God's good graces. So at this point, they're offering sacrifices. Because he's an illusion, he's in the flesh, so he's thinking like an animal. Did he ever have to give God anything when he lived in the Garden of Eden? Absolutely not. You know? That was the beginning of hell, and we've been in hell ever since. God is looking at the mirror, hoping that this iteration, is going to turn back and go, God, I realize it was all a fucking illusion. And God to go, probably cry and go, finally, I've been trying everything to get your attention. That's literally what's happening every single moment of your life. Guys, mystic vibes. Oh, where's my thing? Wait 1 second, guys. So when we actually start to live in actual authenticity, and truth, the reality will change. Why? Because the illusion bubble will burst. And people will realize that there is no such thing as any construct such as this or that. We are just one energy expressing in human form. That's it. And going back to the Adam and Eve thing on the metaphysical side, because I've squared both things now, you can see it. Have we sliced the cake? That's the story. It's imagination. The minute we fell into imagination is the minute hell began, and that's where we are right this second. And the reason why there are resistant forces, that want to keep pulling into hell, and keep the illusion going, is because it benefits them. It's kind of like those that are so prideful, so angry, so vengeful, so gluttonous, so lustful, so perverse, so depraved, right? The depraved aspects that have gotten hold of hosts, are like, no. And it just keeps doing more, just even doing more and more things. So the stuff that we're seeing where the reality is breaking down and it's like, oh wow, now you're like, the what do you call it, Grammys, you're slapping people on stage now. Oh wow, now music awards, you're twerking. Oh wow, now music videos, you're talking about this. Oh wow, now even on the everyday radio, you're saying wet ass pussy. Oh wow, like, all the fucking things that you're seeing, they're just that kind of like that resistant energy. But what you're seeing is residual, it's old, because it's already been created. Like it's already been kind of like, because the new world is here. The new world is here. The new everything is here right now. Right? And that's why it feels very nostalgic. And it's like everywhere you look, there are all these new voices and new faces and new this and new that and new this and new that in amongst the old rubbish, because the old screen is literally cracking in front of your very eyes, right? And just like how the old world that we used to live in and we used to think it was solid and real and shit like that, it's literally crumbling in front of our very eyes. It's almost the same pace, like the same wowness with which the new world will take over. And the new world is just an authentic world. It's just real. There's no illusions. There's no, separation. There's no, I feel. No, there's only what is, bro. I don't care what you feel. It's in your mind. But what actually is that thing in the present moment, is that me actually being sinful towards you? or me actually telling you what actually is. And you're choosing to take the truth of what is and make it hurt you, and therefore you feel like I shouldn't be able to do that. It's the height of stupidity, bro. In fact, it's the height of the height. It's the height of the height of stupidity, bro. Like once you get into the height, to get to the height of stupidity, there's another like echelon that no one's reached. That is that. So I know, like, if you're listening, you'd probably think, okay, but what about the women thing? So you mean to say that women are an illusion? Bro, men are an illusion too. The spark of God itself, the light, the energy, whatever God is, yeah? There is an aspect of it that has to be present in order for everything to start. Yeah? The first aspect. And we, men, have been given this ultimate sweet position where we actually have fractalized elements of that in us. And we're not using it to lead the society. How fucking dumb. Yesterday, I posted a picture of a man wearing a skirt and shoes in his office. Brother, oh my God. Imagine, put yourself in the shoes of God looking at this reality for 1 second, bro. It's heartbreaking. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you actually doing, bro? You gone to work, you're wearing a skirt and yo, like, what are you saying? What? How deep is your madness? How deep is your illusion you're in, bro? So many people are unhappy because of illusions, you know. So many people, like, so much like untapped energy because of stories. It's madness. It's hovering above our heads like a cloud, just waiting for you to just like tap in and just get your feel. It's abundant. It just goes, bro. I can literally stream all day, every day, forever, and it will just be like, bro, non-stop. When you're authentic, yeah, go. I've got, look, go and interact with artists, right? And find artists that are really authentic, or poets or writers. They can literally do it forever. Non-stop. And then they'll finish that and we'll go and play tennis. Yes. Authenticity is your fucking key to the chamber of everything, secrets, your powers. It's all there. You need to leave your physical body alone, oh. Like, what does it matter? Okay, so what does it matter? What does it matter, bro? So even if you're in the physical form, you are an aspect of the male flesh as female, yeah? You came from the male. On a biological level, you need sperm in order for life to actually begin. If by some magic we can create a womb and provide nutrients, we can have a baby, but we can't create sperm. So that's from the biology level, okay? So imagine some alien that can create like any technology. It's impossible to create sperm. How do you create something that has 1 trillion, quadrillion different expressions within it? And it's alive. And it's a fractalized version of the thing that it came from. How do you create that? You can't. But you can create a womb. So Prometheus would have created a womb and put the sperm in it, which is just a fractalized version of itself, and started the process. That's the story, bro. That's the story. Every cause has to have a cause, bro. So even if it's expressing masculine, feminine, masculine, female, neutral, right? Actually, do you know what? Let's park it there, man. Let's park it there. But yeah, you're in hell, bro. And God's trying to wake you up. And he's asking, like, some of the projections and illusions, including myself, to do that. And that's what's literally happening. So, in essence, yeah, it sounds booky and wild and crazy. The resonance is only because you're hearing him directly. You're hearing the energy directly. It's not me. There is no me. There's no, hey, I'm Mr. Fuck all that, bro. There's none of that. There's none of that. When the river gives you a drink, does the river say, yeah, make sure, look, yeah, that's my name, yeah? My name is, River, yeah, cook. No. Separation. So think of me as like a river, if you like, or a tree. Don't need to, there's no personal, nothing. When you forget, just remember, oh yeah, actually, okay, cool. That's it. But you need to remember, you need to stay in the real world, because the dream illusion has put like a kind of hellish glaze all around the reality. And it looks really dark and distorted, and it creates distortion and fear and low vibrational stuff in here. But once we get rid of all that kind of stuff, it's gone anyway. Hollywood is gone. Hollywood is gone. It's not going to be the same. Music is going to change again. Music is going to really, really change, actually, because music is going to change. You'll be amazed. And the collaboration across genres will be something that has never been seen before. And real magic will be made in those spaces when people are being authentic. The art that's coming, next level. The old is gone. The old program's gone. The dream is gone. So we have this new canvas, and we can do whatever we want with it, really. God told me to tell you, that's it, bro. There's no, we put ourselves in hell. And, but the thing is, if we don't take ourselves out of hell, you know the deal. The ones that, because it's almost like I said in that video before, they'll rather cut the baby in half than let the baby live. But when you release your attachments to the dream will have to collapse. It will lose anyway, because it's not above God. Simple as that, bro. Simple as that, bro. You need to start thinking bigger as well. You can't just keep thinking in flesh all the time, I just think, pure energy in essence is itself. However, this, remember, a conscious being wrote the Bible. Conscious beings wrote these books for us, really. And they put tons of codes in there. The very same energy that's in me right now was around when they put that book together. I'm telling you. So when it's not like I'm decoding it's like I see what was put there. I see, the gems that were put down. It's almost like you put down the gem for yourself, but you that puts it down for yourself, and you come and find the very same gem, so you know where to look and how to see it. So it's the same energy, just doing it to itself. That's why I've always said, and one day somebody will listen to me and it'll click to them, like it will just literally click, like oh yeah. Why? The same energy is talking to itself. It's not some guy talking to some person, and then you put up all these fake barriers. Oh, well, he's a bit sweary. It's fucking egos. You're putting what? It's so stupid shit. Stupid shit. You mean to tell me someone's telling you what it is and you're Chinese, you're not going to listen? Or it's dumb. It's dumb. That's what I'm saying. Separation is what's destroying everything. You need to look at the world for what it is. If what I'm saying to you, what I'm saying you can't be argued with, and it's true, and it's true, and you're just gonna harden your heart and close the door to it because it doesn't fulfill some story in your head, you're dumb. Because you are living in a dream. You're not living in reality. I don't care what degrees you have on your wall. If you don't live in reality, you're dumb. It's like somebody telling you, yo, bro, there's a fucking crocodile right there, and you're in this bubble, and it's been glazed with this red paint, right? You're in this hellish realm, and in your screen, you don't see a crocodile. So you're like, there's no crocodile there. You feel it. You kind of can hear the crocodiles, like, I don't know, maybe he's making a sound or whatever. You can hear it, or you can hear the footsteps, but you're like, nah. What do you think is happening? How would you perceive your own self if you're looking at yourself objectively? You're a dumbass. And before I finish, let me go into this fucking subhumans. I'm gonna actually post that video. Let me tell you something. God doesn't have any fucking special anything attachment to any of you. Let me tell you now, bro. Real life. Consciousness doesn't have any attachment to you. See, the same way they can yank a fish out of water, a big fuck off fish, or they yank him out and he's out. Life was happening, everything was chill. Fuck off, get in there. You're getting frozen. Gonna get sliced up tonight. That's how God feels about every single character here, bro. So when we're in hell and God has given us the grace and the time to actually turn back and look at him and snap out the illusions, right? And we say, no, we're not going to do it. Fuck you. All this shit, right? And you're pushing back. God will literally God will just slice you up. It's just the way it goes. God hasn't got time for characters that are off-grid. Yeah, off-piste or rogue. Yeah, because if I try and blow the cartridge, change the CD, do all that shit, and you're still not glitching, I'll go to the settings and I'll delete that character and start again. The game is mine. The energy is mine. The whole thing is mine. You're a thing in my thing. Yeah? You don't think you're a thing in my thing, and you think you're a thing that controls your thing. But your thing being your reality, your thing is built on God's thing. So really, you don't have a thing. If God decides to sneeze today, your thing will pop like that. So why don't you let that thing animate you? And all you have to be is authentic, true, and live in alignment and love. That's it. It's not hard. Mathematically, it's the better option. Let's work it out. Shall we? You live inauthentically, follow the program, follow society's things, you know, okay, cool, you know, yeah, just in case, what if it's not true? What if I end up homeless? I don't all this stupid shit, right? Okay, that's fine, I'll let you have that. But you could die tonight though. So the fact that you can't regulate life or your body or anything happening to you, death, an accident, pain, suffering, illness, whatever, the fact that you don't control that, right? Living inauthentically for even 1 second is kind of goofy, bro. And the fact that you also don't regulate the blessings that come into your life, living inauthentically is also kind of goofy, bro. Feel me? Like, I see neighborhoods, right? Buzzing and beaming with life and energy, where everybody's looking after everybody's kids, everybody's helping out everybody. It's a vibe. That little area, community, street, whatever, that's your world. If there's a piece of rubbish there, I pick it up. Look, every time I take my kids to go play football, right? And there's rubbish, I pick it up and they're like, Dad, why are you picking this stuff up? And I say, well, like, we're using it, you know, that's what I want to experience. So by me picking it up, the next person gets to experience it without it. And hopefully they won't litter and it just starts the cycle. That's how we have to literally be with everything, bro. Bro, we can get to a point where people can even carpool, share cars, share this, you know, people just being real. And when people become real, yeah, let me tell you something. The beauty of it, yeah, when it spreads and people actually live authentically and they're real, like that's, you know what, that's just how it is. That's how that's my authentic self wants this. Yeah, wants me to live this way, so I'm living that way. And you're all doing it. Anybody that has hellish ways, they will stand out. They'll be so glaringly, like they'll literally be like it'll be like a snake approaching like a meerkat compound. Everybody, or some monkeys, everybody will know, snakes coming. But this time, these monkeys are humans and nah, bro. Because why the walls and all the stuff we've built to shield ourselves from each other? Like, what is the use? You see, these barriers are, you know, race, culture, age, the way I dress, the way I talk, my socioeconomic background, my you know, like, it's all dumb. It's all dumb. It's all dumb. You know, like for countries to even say that you're not going to allow people to there should be literally free flow of people everywhere in the world, like literal free flow. Yes, if we live in a small neighborhood, right, and we can't take any more homes and people, we can say, actually, there's not enough space here, but there's abundant space. You can go over there. And that's not a problem. And that should also be respected, because I wouldn't just come and plop myself in the middle of your street and build a house there because I want to live in your area. No, that's not how it works. Do you understand? Even animals get this concept. Okay, that's my pride, yeah? That's my area. You can live over there, no problem. Just don't come here. I won't come there. But we are actually higher beings than animals, so we can even have a better system. Bro, the game is so easy, yeah? The game is literally so easy. It's so easy. But people have made it so hard for no reason, apart from the fact that they think that they can game the game somehow. You can't game the game. You're not the player itself. You don't even know what's coming. You don't even know what's coming. You don't even know what's coming. So how do you think you control anything? Anyway, y'all, it's a lot to unpack. But unpack it. Unpack it. It's all there. You know? Don't own masculinity. Don't own feminine. Don't own any of that. Own consciousness. And just realize that that's your current expression. You're a woman now. You may have been a man before. In fact, you probably have been. You know? And I always say that, like, my belly. I always say that men that really know women have probably lived as women before. Yeah. Because where did that information come from? Like, where could it possibly come from? You know? The hunter's been the hunted before. The hunted has been the hunter before. So the deer knows how to, it knows what to listen for. It knows the footsteps of a lion straight away. It knows. It knows the smell of this. It knows how to, you understand? That's what this whole thing is. Charlie, let me leave you, man.